I'll take a couple of snake eyes with me too.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Warning.
It says something like the appropriate track polarity must be selected prior to commanding lock on.
Rearming complete.
When in hot track, the missile crosshairs are white, while in cold track, the missile crosshairs are black. They are white for me. Is that correct? Like
mine are all white too.
Okay.
You'll see. I'm just starting up the old beastie right now. Alright, can you see my
not yet. Not yet.
stream?
Ah, there we go. Now it's up.
Alright. I'm just gonna taxi right now.
Caballetti, in field. 1-1. Request takeoff.
Alright, I'm gonna turn on my MAVs. Let's see it blinking up there. Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Alright, take it off. this is where I'm gonna start doing my shit here. I'll turn on the TV. Got my meatball in double circle rod chair. I'm gonna turn my master arm on. So it should be good until I get visual on target here. So they're just right there behind me.
Mm-hmm. On the snow map you can at least see targets, I guess.
Yeah, well, I got them placed on an X over here for practice, so, so I know wherever they're at when I drop it here. And if I have to fly over it once, I will. And this is how I feel comfortable. So there should be the targets right there. Okay, that should set it up. So now I can slew over, or I can speed slew. Let's see which one's wide. There we go. That's all right. So now, I got my TV slewed on the target there. Okay? Now I'm going to uncage, and I'm going to hit sensor select up where it says IRV, whatever. Now if you look over here on my left screen, here I'll zoom in. I got the crosshairs. Now I can move it, like slew it around. Alright, there it locked. There, rip target. Rip target. Rip target. Rip target. You'll see it bounce when it's ready to go. Now we should see 4 hits here.
Yeah, that's how I did it too. I'm not sure why it doesn't work for me.
That's from above, brother. That's how you do it, man. That's how I get her done. Now I'll switch back to TV, and then when I turn around, I should be right where, up there. I recentered it, so it should be right in front of my goddamn. Yeah, it is. That's what I'm looking right there. Let's see if I can get some of this fucking thing. This is kind of hard. Not about it. Bam, got him. Did you see how my crosshairs, they jumped when it locked on the target?
Yeah. Yep. I saw that. Yeah. I got that only once in my training mission, that they jumped into kind of onto the target, but I still couldn't fire my Maverick after that.
Yeah. Well, jump in this multiplayer. Try. Maybe it's
I'll give it a try.
Maybe it's something with that fucking mission. Maybe that mission's completely fucked. Who knows? I find it weird that your MAVs are already warmed up. They usually have you do that. I don't know.
You cunt. No?
I feel like I'm on the Death Star. Oh shit.
What are you guys doing?
No. We're trying to get him. He's getting close. I don't think he's going to have much more to go there once he figures this out. But I'm going to V-stall back to airbase and get some more fucking shit.
Just give it one more try here, approaching the target area.
Getting really comfortable with this fucking aircraft.
Alright, I might lose you guys for a second here while my internet switches. Alright, that's better.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Right on top of the target. I can't get this thing to lock.
When you say this thing, are you talking about the seeker head or are you talking about the DMT?
The right side on the TV, I got it straight on the target and I hit the uncage button. The, what's it called first? The sensor up. press the uncage button, whatever. I have it on the left, MFD, basically in the middle of the white crosshair. I'm trying to lock it up there.
That sounds like you're on the Maverick Seeker head. I have found that the Maverick Seeker heads don't work as designed. So I think they still have a little bit of a ways to go with completing that for the Harrier.
Mhm.
What version Mavericks are you trying to launch?
Request
I
rearming.
see that actually.
Copy.
Just says IRMV there.
Yeah, but that's infrared Maverick is what it's reading as, but that doesn't tell me anything about the actual Maverick head because it could be a AGM 65 kilo or a hotel or
65
a Delta.
Ds, man.
If it's a 65 Deltas, then it's the 150 pounder with the electromagnetic head, which you know, it should be able to visually acquire targets, but
Rearming complete.
I think in the Harrier they like snap to grid a little more than they're supposed to.
That might be the other thing, Barry. You might be using a different fucking Seeker head.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
I didn't even think of that, dude.
It is quite possible he picked up a training round that won't even release at all. Meaning the training rounds are hardwired so they don't release.
If he's in a
They just have.
If he's in a training mission, let me go check out which training mission he's doing.
Yeah, maybe try the training mission. and
Right,
see
which
if you
one is
get
it
to
now?
work. AG, what was it? AGM 65 training. There's only one in there for the Mavericks, I think.
I think by default, most of them probably. What color is the external Maverick?
Take a look.
Fuck, I don't even have a training mission for the...
If it's a green, it's more than likely going to probably be a Delta.
Green, yeah, it is green.
Yeah, then it's probably the Delta.
Oh, this is weird.
Can you see any bands? Like if it's a white banded, or if it's the Maverick's got a
I
band
think
on it at all?
white, then black, and on the rear, it's red. And yellow on the head.
Red on the rear,
Fine.
then it's a Delta,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's a live round.
Feel like shit.
Should be a live round. Should be able to fire, but is it skipping when you're trying to manipulate the seeker head? Like it's skipping to lock onto other potential targets and not what you want it to?
It's just doing nothing. I just got it once to lock with the 4 lines closed basically on the target, but I still haven't been able to fire.
What's the distance to target?
1 second, I'm just turning around.
The that particular head, depending on lighting, because of the fact that it is electromagnetic, although it does have a IR element to it, has some issues with particular types of day getting still acquired. But being that it is a training mission, you shouldn't have that issue. It should be like probably midday.
It's 2.7 right now, 2,700 distance.
Yeah. 2,700 distance. That's in meters.
Let me take a look now. 1 second, I'm just trying this.
Yeah, you're having me try to do math, man.
There's something wrong. I don't know what's going on. No, the left.
I'm an American pig, man. I don't know meters all that well.
The pocket guide again. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I'm pressing the cage uncage button. The left MFD is not slave to the right one anymore. That worked a minute before that.
Yeah, that's the left and right. See, I don't like the layout of the Harrier because it's not like the A10 in the sense that you set a sensor to, you know, of a sensor of interest. You're doing that, but you're doing it through those sensory select, you know, aft positions, and then it gets a little confusing to me where which one is the one that has priority over the other. But in order to operate it, it's supposed to say TV in the top left-hand corner, from my understanding. That's the uncage is completely separate, meaning the only thing the uncage button does is turns the Maverick camera head on and off. Meaning, so it'll give you image from the actual head of the actual Maverick, so that camera in there basically turns on. So when you see that thing turn on when you uncage it, that's the actual what the Maverick is seeing. Now to get it to operate and to basically drive it from there, I can't remember. I think it's still the sensor aft button. I could be wrong. It may even be the
probably the forward
like that.
one. I think the forward one.
Is it?
On the pocket guide, yeah, if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
That may be. That may be the sensor select aft is the right MFCD, and then the other ones for the other. I don't know. It definitely feels foreign to me when trying to implement it. Did you make sure and confirm that your master switch is not?
It's on, yeah.
Okay.
It's on.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of that that interface. It's clunky to me.
Actually, any reason why this, if you reset the targeting completely, And you get this double circle. Why that is pointing basically into the sky.
Well, it's bore sighted to the camera that's on your nose there. So that whole, like, if you look at the front of your aircraft, that plexiglass front is the DMT, where it's got all that targeting equipment and camera and stuff on that nose of your aircraft. So when you bore sight it, it's basically puts it into that bore sight position where it's looking straight ahead.
Is it also for you kind of on top of the hut, basically? It's all the way up.
Well, maybe it's just its position. I don't know. The person that would know all that just actually walked into the room. So you're going to need to ask Wolfie. He's their resident.
Good.
Perfect timing, Wolfie.
Hello?
Hello. How is it work?
Can I hear me?
Yeah.
Can I hear yourself too?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I gotta...
Quite a bit.
Right, yeah, right. I gotta figure out how to... Okay, I'm going to go into user settings again. Alright, say something?
Yeah.
Something?
Ah, still didn't work.
Okay, I see.
Did you figure something out?
Well, if you try for training just to do that in hover mode, so you're just hovering like a kilometer away from the target, this aiming kind of reticle moves onto the top of your HUD, so you're basically unable to lock onto something. I don't know if that's intentional.
Well, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to try to fly the Harrier and be in a hover position, and then launching a Maverick off of it.
Yeah,
that thing is so shittily balanced for launching ordnance. Hell, when you're flying and you have lift underneath the wings, and you launch something off that platform, it shakes so bad and throws you off.
Yeah, I've just been trying it for training to get this working here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not hearing yourself now, right?
I think it's good now.
Good?
Yeah. The only time I hear myself is when I talk, and that's not good.
No. I started watching Insurance stream.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, I was listening to your conversation and I have a lot of things to say.
I hope so. Okay, I pause here the game quickly. Then go ahead.
Alright. First, the uncage button.
Mm-hmm.
It does two things. The first thing is it slaves from your DMT, your inboard camera, or your targeting pod, that position over to your Maverick camera, like Dave said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I got. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and you push it again, then it unslaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And when you have bombs selected, and you have them on auto or CCRP, and you
Where
push...
do I set that? The auto CCRP.
Yeah, that is, you select select on the weapon selection, select your bombs, and then you have modes. You get auto, CCIP, one more I think. Can't remember what it is.
CCI.
So auto is basically CCRP. But the H button, when you have it on the bottom.
Do I see that in the MFD? The settings.
Yes, left MFT and your weapon.
Yeah. Says
View
IRMV, ARM. Mavericks are selected.
Yeah, that's Mavericks. That's
Just
Mavericks.
says ready, but I can't see anything like CCRP or auto anything.
Yes, because you have Mavericks and not bombs.
Ah, okay.
If you have bombs, the uncage button will toggle between CC auto or CCRP and CCIP. So you can use the uncage to toggle between them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the two things the uncage button do. Now that's out of my system.
Just can you tell me how the whole procedure works? I mean, master arm is on, the first thing. I select
Well, for Mavericks?
yeah.
Yes.
Master arm is on. Left panel, the weapon selection. I selected Mavericks. They are ready, so they are cooled down properly. It's not blinking in the HUD. IRMV is not blinking, so they should be ready to fire, I guess. There.
Yes.
Good.
They are warmed up.
Then I went to the left side MFD and I pressed the sensor down, I think it is, for engaging the TV display there.
No, on the right side. Right MFD.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Right MFD. TV is on there. Okay. So I put that onto the target. And once it's on top of the target, I press the TDC in either direction, in any direction, up, down, left or right. So it stays on that spot. And then I can adjust it over the target, basically.
Yeah, you slew it over the target,
Yes. And once it's done, I press the uncage or uncage button, and it switches to the left MFD and gives me the Maverick side onto the target.
Yes.
Good. Then I zoom in using the FOV button there, so I see the target bigger. Then I slew it again using the TDC coolie head over the target, so it's straight on top of the target, and then absolutely nothing happens for me. I press the action button, TDC down, doesn't do anything for me. I slew it like crazy on 5 different targets now for I think an hour.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't get it to work that way.
Yeah.
All right, hey, all right, man. All right, are you doing the AGM 65 practice mission?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see.
You do it and tell me how you did it.
All right. I want to see if it's the mission, dude.